Hi, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Stevie.
And
welcome to the Unhinged Smut Book Club podcast. Uses the fork as a vibrator at a later date. I digress.
Not mating with mallow.
Give those women a Pulitzer right now. We haven't gotten political enough. I'm going to rant a little bit.
It was a great day to be bisexual.
We discuss the most unhinged smut that the publishing world has to offer.
It's a book club, but for sluts.
So how are you doing today, Morgan?
I am so good. The sun is shining. Mm-hmm. It's like 70 degrees outside.
Spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung. Spring has sprung. The birds are chirping. I've seen bunnies. I've seen pheasants.
It's wonderful.
It's beautiful. I really, truly feel... I've never done drugs, but from the descriptions of, like, you know, the sun hits my face and it feels like I've taken a party drug, like, yeah, I feel alive. I feel like I want to smooch everyone.
Mm-hmm. The way the seasonal affective disorder just evaporated from my body.
Truly.
Amazing.
A Thanos snap. Gone. You're not a Marvel person, so you don't.
I know enough.
Okay.
It's a strong spring here.
Yeah.
It's really lovely.
I was talking about this with our neighbor as I dropped off my child to watch her because it is spring break now for the next 3 fucking weeks.
It's always break.
It's always break. If you need to know one thing about the British school system,
they're never in school. They don't go.
They have so many breaks.
So many.
So anyway, I dropped her off and we were talking about how they're going to have the kids outside today and just like getting out of the house. And she was like, you know, it's easier now that like the sun is out and we're getting into summer. And I was like, yes. And she and I spent like almost every day together last summer, getting the kids together and getting outside. So we're back, baby. We're thawing out. It's time to go.
It's great. So happy.
How are you?
I'm good. I have like barely left my house, which is, if you know me, you know that's how I like to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I go outside. I go outside every day. That's the one thing I'm really enjoying because it's like now my toddler is getting like very confident walking, and so she's so excited to be outside all the time now because she wants to go up every single person's driveway. And oh my god, the other day, I'm gonna cry, she's walking with my husband and she walked up to one of, like, it's an empty house that has daffodils everywhere because daffodils are everywhere right now. She just walked right up to it, sniffed the daffodils, and then walked right back to my husband to keep walking. I die. I want 700 of her.
That's the sweetest thing.
Isn't it the sweetest thing? She didn't even like touch it or try to pick the flower or fuck with it the way normal toddlers do. She's such a gentle little soul. I'm so obsessed with my kid. I am truly one of those people who like used to have a personality and then I had a kid and I'm like, she's the only thing I want to talk about. Actually. She's way more interesting than anything I could be. So yeah, guilty.
I think it's fun, though, especially at her age, because she's a year and a half, to just, you get to look at the world through the eyes of someone who's experiencing the world for the very first time. And so everything that they do is so cool. Everything that they do is wonderful and amazing. And like a year and a half ago, you had a literal potato. Literally a soft-headed potato. Yeah. And like now this thing's walking around and talking and laughing and like she's doing silly little things and making jokes and you know, it is really cool to like watch your kid do that. And I think when you make the conscious decision to like bring life into the world and to like be an incredibly like present parent of like, this human did not ask to be here, so it is my responsibility to like provide you with everything.
Yeah.
I think your outlook on parenthood is like really different, and so it is really cool to talk about your kid all the time.
She's so cool.
Because they're so cool. They're so cool. My kid's the coolest kid I've ever met before.
Right?
She's also a terrorist, but she's the coolest kid I've ever met before. Do you want to talk books we read?
Let's talk books we've read. And you're going to have to go first because Morgan comes in. It's like, yeah, I read 11 books. I'm like, I read like 4.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to know how we needed to structure it today with the 11 books, because I don't want to just sit and like, blah, 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 and then this time, and then this book.
Right. My podcasts have been popping off lately, and it's all I want to listen to.
Good for you.
I'm usually an audiobook person. So
that's fine.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what makes you happy.
And it does.
Good.
I love my ghost podcasts.
Good. I'm happy for you for that.
Thank you.
I love scrolling the internet, which is sometimes why I don't get books finished. So.
Same.
Okay. I read 11 books. 2 of them were audiobooks only. 4 of them were short stories / novellas. I read 1 arc, and I annotated a paperback copy of a book this month.
Not a hardcover book, but like a real book.
Like a real book with like physical pages.
I never read books with physical pages.
I don't usually either, but on Vinted, I found the complete works of Ellie Hazelwood for
fun.
under £10. So I was like, give me that. And I had already had the audiobook like in my Libro.fm library. Mm-hmm. So I was like, fuck it, let's listen to it. And then I was like, I love to read along and listen at the same time. And so I was doing that. And then I was like, oh, am I allowed to write in this book?
Yeah.
And I did. It was thrilling. Okay, we'll talk about it.
I want to be an annotating girly like Lily.
Yes.
Happy Hermit. So bad. Because I could tell it just brings her so much joy.
It was so much fun.
It was so fun.
I
remember in high school when I was supposed to annotate, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do.
Whatever you want.
Or whatever I want.
There's no rules.
True. Yeah, but when you're reading like Of Mice and Men, it just hits a little different.
Yeah.
And everything is just like, oh, well, that's a bummer.
Okay, I'll go first, but we can talk about the books we read that were same this month.
Which is most of mine.
Books for the pod.
Yeah.
Let's start with Forked by Ruth Cardello.
Yeah.
Which was the novella for the pod that didn't make it.
Was not meant to be.
It was not meant to be.
We recorded this twice. So as we're adding episodes, I usually edit because I've had podcasts previously and I just am in a rhythm. However, it's not my favorite thing. So we're dividing that up a bit. Morgan's taking on editing for the novellas. And, of course, because have you ever edited audio at all?
No.
Yeah, so of course, Morgan's first foray into editing, the biggest audio fuck-ups you could ever imagine. I don't even know how it happened. Twice. We re-recorded and it happened again, but differently.
I sounded like a squirrel that was trying to use a voice disguiser. Mm-hmm. It was like demonic and also high-pitched and scraggly sounding. So that was terrible. So then we re-recorded it. Mm-hmm. And then Stevie's microphone sounded scraggly. Mm-hmm. Like she was talking in a forest. Like you were actively taking a hike.
Yeah.
And
like, and they were
hitting tree branches.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And the echo. Yeah. There was something about it where like Stevie's microphone was picking up my voice, which it has never done before to that extent. It was wild. So we opted to
scrap it.
Sorry about that.
Easter novellas coming end of April.
And that
was a really fun episode.
Those were super fun.
Look forward to it.
Okay, so we read Forked.
I loved it.
I did not.
I mean, I loved it for what it was. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, right?
Yeah, like it's silly, and I expected silly, but then I didn't expect to get as invested in the plot as I was. And I was like, oh, plot twist. I'm actually a little hooked. And now I have to read the whole series.
So if you don't know much about Forked, it is a lighthearted, sentient utensil romance where a group of super soldiers from World War II, their whole project was to hunt down German scientists and make sure an atom bomb didn't get developed. Hunt them down, kidnap them, not kill them, I'm assuming. And they're at this like celebration gala. And that's
for VE Day.
Yep. And that's the last thing he or any of them remember. And it turns out they've been turned into utensils. Old vintage silverware that wind up in the hands of this woman named Mercedes.
Yep. Who is like deep in COVID isolation that she never got out of.
Yep.
And yeah. And she has this one fork from the set that she's like inexplicably attached to. Like eats even like ice cream with it, even though you'd normally use a spoon. She's like, nope, I'm using my fork because that's my special fork, and I'm gonna lick it from tines to tip, baby, because I love it. And she's like very horny for the fork.
She's very horny for the fork.
Weirdly horny for the fork. And then poof, because she's like thoroughly enjoying using this fork, not sexually even. She never, well, not never fucks the fork. Uses the fork as a vibrator at a later date. I digress. Fork turns into
a man.
A super hot man. Because of course all of the men in the 1940s were hot.
Obviously.
All of them.
Well, yeah, they...
Especially if you're juiced up as a super soldier.
Yeah. They, like, styled their hair and wore tailored and fitted clothes.
Oh, God. Bring back high-waisted pants on men.
Bring them back. And shorty short, hoochie daddy shorts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Please. I'm begging you.
Men, embrace your inner slut.
Please.
Embrace it. It's okay.
Please, and like the rolled up sleeves. Button down.
And then when you're like casual, like cropping your t-shirts a little bit. Shorty jean shorts.
Shut the fuck up.
So
my mouth is watering.
That's one thing about Mr. Stevie is he has great thighs, like man thighs, super muscular, because especially when we first started dating, he had like just ran a marathon and he like bikes all the time.
Nice. Oh yeah, you've got the bike over there in the room.
Oh my God, I want to bite him. Great. I had to thoroughly persuade him into getting, what is it, 4 or 5 inch inseam?
I think 5 inch.
Yeah, swimming shorts. And why did I say swimming shorts?
You've been in the UK for
what
too long.
What do we call them in America?
Trunks.
Swim trunks?
Swim trunks.
That feels like childish. Bathing suit. The men's, whatever. I don't care. I've lived in too many countries and language doesn't mean anything to me anymore. And he resisted forever. And then he got a pair and I'm like, look at yourself. You know what you see.
Look at you.
Yeah. He's like, okay. He won't admit it. Yeah, so forked.
He turns into a man who's big and juiced up and well dressed.
Yeah, as men from the 40s were. And she thinks she's hallucinating. Turns out she's not. And so she's helping him like solve this mystery. There's a weird plot point where like at the beginning of the book, she was trying to hit on her neighbor. And so he's trying to like help her hit on her neighbor. But both of them like kind of hate it because they both are immediately like, I want to marry you and have your babies.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you turn the silverware back human, you have this weird like soul tie that comes with it.
Yeah, I think so.
And
well, he's like, I know what the inside of your mouth feels like.
yeah, the banter in this is pretty great. I gotta tell you, I also read Spooned, well, and Knifed. Spooned, excellent. The banter, even better.
Yeah, we were talking about it when we re-recorded. And I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll give Spooned a try.
Yeah, he's like a sweet boy who grew up to be a man. And like there's like one point where she turns him from a spoon finally, and the first 2 love interests from the first book are over there and they're like, it's okay, we'll take it from here, he can come with us, like you have no pressure to like fall in love with Spoon Man. And Spoon Man goes and like grabs her by the back of the neck gently, but like firmly by the back of the neck
in a sexy way.
hard eye contact with her and says, listen, do you want me to stay or do you want me to leave? She's like, I want you to stay in my pants. After this.
In my bed, please.
Yeah. You're not going nowhere, friend. Yeah. I love it. I was like giggling, kicking my heels, listening to Spooned. And then Knifed was a disappointment. I usually love a bad boy, and obviously the knife is the bad boy.
Yeah.
And it was a weird book.
Okay.
The female main character in that is like a robotics person, and she's made these robots have like straight up personalities, like AI, to like a creepy level. And it was just odd. And one of your complaints was like the 1940s men were using modern language. Like he said, stay in your lane. It's like worse in Knifed. Like,
that's what was really missing for me from at least reading Forked was the way we could have really leaned in to the kitsch of it all, you know?
Yeah, right.
It just could have been super kitschy of like...
I think of like the show Sleepy Hollow, where he wakes up from the Revolutionary War era in modern society, and there's like he's working with a female black detective, and he's like cool about that, which is probably not what you would expect from a revolutionary person. But the way he speaks and talks and other things are still right. So you take out the like annoying things like racism and sexism and like, as you should, because that's not fun to read, but you still have an element of like
can we keep the language?
Yeah,
that's not going to switch overnight, right?
Not just automatically knowing how to use a cell phone and fucking Uber apps.
Correct.
I don't believe it.
Correct. We don't know words like stay in your lane.
Exactly.
That was from Twitter, okay? Like that is where that came from, Black Twitter, all right? Knock it off. You don't know that, sir. I'm not normally a person who will pick up on stuff like that. Like I read Quicksilver, and we talked about this. My friend Ariana read Quicksilver and was like, did he just use the word Cliff's Notes? And he used it incorrectly. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I missed that. But like the stay in your lane for me, I was, normally I'm just like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I was like, come on, it's already bad enough he's not calling her doll enough. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah.
Let's be so for real here. Okay, the next book we read together last month, in the month of March, Death's Obsession.
Yes, I think that's the only one from March that I read, is Death's Obsession.
No, because we also read Railed by the Easter Bunny and...
Oh, yeah! I didn't put that on my Goodreads.
Listen here. Own it. Okay, so we read Death's Obsession. The pod, you just finished editing that.
I did.
So that will come out. That is our April episode. So find that in 2 weeks. So definitely listen to the pod. We won't talk too much about it. I thought it was a good book.
What did you rate it?
I think I gave it 3 stars.
Yeah, it was more like 2.5 for me.
Yeah, I think that book definitely set out to accomplish what its goal was.
The spice was bison.
The spice was bison, and it was a very unhinged concept.
And it was well written.
It was
It was just kind of a downer.
It was a bummer.
It was a bummer.
Big bummer. Okay, and then we read Railed by the Easter Bunny and Mating with Mallows, which are Easter novella episodes.
5 stars across the board.
Not Mating with Mallows.
Give those women a Pulitzer right now.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but I enjoyed reading the books.
Yeah, they're fun. I would say Railed by the Easter Bunny has a little bit of like a plot.
A little bit, yeah, that you see, I think, develop over multiple books.
Yeah, like I think if she wanted to make that like a serious book concept, she absolutely could.
Yeah, that could have been a standalone like 300 pages kind of book.
It really and I say this in the episode, it reminds me of the Mount Olympus series by Katie Robert. Yeah.
Agreed.
That kind of like vibe.
And then Mating with Mallows.
Which, I mean, that's like 30 pages or something.
Yep.
I feel like any talking about that book is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous and silly. And if you want to cackle to yourself, That is peak, like, do you know that one woman who, it's not the one who's an author, but it's one woman who is laughing for most of her videos, explaining to, I think, her partner or husband, the book she's reading,
I think
and
Dina
how
is her
absolutely unhinged the plots are.
That's who I found Morning Glory Milking Farm from.
Yes, yes. I wish I knew her name so I could shout her out. That's gonna bother me.
Hang on. I will find her because I still have TikTok installed. Fictional Deanna on TikTok.
There you go.
Yeah.
She's very funny. Yeah, exactly. It's very similar vibes to this, but short form content.
Yeah, it's she would honestly probably get a hoot out of it. Yeah, she has a whole little TikTok series that is like explaining books to my non-reader husband.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's exactly me when I'm explaining books to my non-reader husband.
I just remember her talking about Morning Glory Milking Farm and being like, she has student loans, okay? Excellent. It's excellent. We have to do that book soon.
Okay.
I think we have one towards the end of the year that we haven't picked one for.
September.
Perfect.
I think September we haven't picked like a book for the month.
I think we gotta do it.
That's perfect. Getting back into student loans.
Yeah.
Back to school.
There you go.
Okay. Here we go. Into reads that were not for the pod.
Okay.
Just for funsies.
I only have a couple. And one is not funsies at all.
Oh, okay. I had a very fun month.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. I'm proud of me. So I started the month with Legendborn by Tracy Dion, which...
Oh, I saw you talking about... This has been on my TBR for a while.
Me too.
It's YA though, isn't it?
It is YA.
I always hesitate to pick up YA, but then I love them.
So, well, I think I really like them because they can't rely on smut. Right? You can't rely on sex scenes to get you through it. Like, you have to build the yearning, you have to build the tension and the romance if that's going to be there. But you also have to have a strong storyline as well. And Tracy Dion absolutely delivers with this one. It is incredibly the emotional damage that you will get from this. Excellent emotional damage.
Morgan loves a book that makes her cry.
I love a book that makes me cry. Jesus, just stomp on my feelings. That's the Scorpio moon in me. I just am a weepy little baby.
Big feelings.
Big feelings. So it is a King Arthur, like Legends of Arthur retelling, which I don't know if we've discussed this in a pod or not, but just last year.
We did, because you talked about...
Was it another book that I read about King Arthur? Morgan is My Name.
Morgan is My Name. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
by Sophie Keach, who's a British author.
I interrupted you. Say what you were saying.
No, it's okay.
Past year.
This past year, I didn't realize that King Arthur was legend, was folklore, was fairy tale. I thought King Arthur was a real person.
I think there's like some debate though.
No, he's fake.
For sure. Yeah. I feel like I've heard like
Lancelot?
It must be based on like obviously like Knights at the Round Table. A woman in the water. There's a lot of fae shit that goes on.
Yeah.
But I have heard the stories are inspired by a real person. And there's a lot of like History Channel stuff of like, who is that? And like, where were they from? And what were they called? And blah, 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 blah.
Fair enough.
So I don't think it's unreasonable to think. There's just so much talk about him.
Yeah. I also am a dumb American, right? And so like, we really don't talk about like British folklore in the public school system.
For sure.
At least not the part of America that I come from.
Right.
Yeah, and we went to Tintagel, which is this castle ruin in Cornwall last Easter, which is where I found the book, Morgan is My Name. And and I was like, yeah, this is King Arthur's birthplace. And I kept seeing like...
There's a statue.
Reportedly King Arthur's birthplace or as the legend of King Arthur's birthplace. And I was like, what do you... It either is or isn't. And then we're walking around and I'm reading all the information. I'm like, where is the information about King Arthur? Yeah, it wasn't until I started to like read Morgan is My Name when I was like, wait a second, this is a retelling of what?
So funny. But I do think like as Americans, you get King Arthur, Knights at the Round Table, period. So yeah, king with some knights, and then he's created his own myth about the sword and the stone. Like that's probably not real, but like that was his justification to power. You know what I mean? Like it's very, from the minimal we get.
Yeah.
Is
well, and then it probably crosses over at some point with like the Canterbury Tales, and my brain probably just like was like,
yeah.
You know, it's like, oh no, that's factual.
Did you read the Canterbury Tales?
When in high school?
It's funny.
I do not remember any. Okay, so anyway, Legend Board by Tracy Dion is none of that. It is a YA King Arthur retelling where the magic is real. The bloodline of Arthur runs through different people, and they use this power to protect normies from demons in the other world, basically. And Bree, the main character, kind of like stumbles onto this world, and she has her own magic, and she's also trying to figure out like what happened. Her mom had died a couple months prior, and she's trying to figure out like what happened, because now it seems suspicious. Like,
of course the mom is dead.
Yeah, of course the mom is dead. Always. Some things have like revealed themselves, and early on in the book, and she remembers it in correlation with what happened the night that her mom died. And so now she's suspicious, and she's trying to figure out like what exactly happened. Yeah, and so basically that's kind of like how the book takes off. And the quotes from this book, I pulled a couple of them. It definitely hurt my feelings because it has, I don't know if Tracy Dion has lost anybody. I haven't really looked into like what inspired to write this book or like this character, but the grief that she writes about is so poignant. It hits. And then also there's a lot of commentary about being Black and young. I'm neither of those things, but like young and Black in the South. Because the Bree goes to a university in North Carolina. It's escaping me right now. But anyway, I pulled two quotes. And the first one was, don't make your life about the loss, make it about the love. In a reminder that like to not get sucked into your own grief. And then some truths only tragedy can teach. The first one I learned is that when people acknowledge your pain, they want your pain to acknowledge them back. They need to witness it in real time, or you're not doing your part. Because everybody for Bree would be like, I'm so sorry for your loss. And like they want you to be sad to them. Like they want to comfort you. Does that make sense about grief?
No, I get it. Because I am a person who is like on the other side of that a lot, where like I get so much validation being a person that people can confide in, and that when someone's like, thanks, I don't want to talk about it, I'm like,
yeah, that's how it is a lot.
I need you to trust me with your deepest, darkest secrets, or I feel worthless.
Yeah, I think people ride this line. I mean, I've done it as well too, as a person, of like, you ride this line of you want to comfort the other person, but also you would like to.
But when your comfort's rejected, it's like,
well, it's like you don't want to see them cry, but you kind of do want to see their emotions. Like you want them to be able to like break down in front of you, in a sense. This makes me sound like I'm like trying to make my friends cry, and that's not it. But after my mom died, I think there was a lot of like, when people would say, I'm sorry to hear about your loss, or I'm sorry that your mom died, I think for a lot of people, when I didn't start crying immediately, they were like thrown off. Or I was like, oh, thank you so much. You know, like when they don't see the grief wash over you, they're kind of like, oh, that was weird. Because I could see it like play out on people's faces. So yeah, the emotional damage from this book, can't recommend enough. Can't recommend enough. I think there would still be emotional damage even if you don't have a dead mom, but I think it hits different if you have a dead mom. Yeah. And I did start the second book, Bloodmarked, because the third book came out this month in March, Oathbound. Nice. So it's now a complete trilogy.
That makes me more motivated to read it.
Yeah, it's now a complete trilogy, and I'm very excited to finish the series. Do you want to go next?
I'll go next. My other book that I completed.
Love that.
I went on my, I always say Sharissa Weeks, and it's not who it is. Back on my Carissa Broadbent shit. Because I love that author. Yes. I finally read The Songbird and the Heart of Stone, which is the next in, what's that series?
The Crowns of Nyaxia
Crowns of Nyaxia series, which isn't my, honestly, Children of Lost Gods set the bar so high.
Which I have not read that series yet.
It's an excellent series. I think I feel a reread coming on. You want to talk about a book that fucked me up? Is one of the books in that series. I don't even want to tell you which one because you need to go into it. It needs to smack you in the face because you don't see it coming. Oof, killed me. Yeah, it was good. Crowns of Nyaxia isn't my favorite series. I liked the first book a lot, and then it's kind of like trickled off for me. And some of the novellas are really excellent.
Yeah.
But yeah, following the plot. This one was like not what I expected.
No.
At all. I was very caught off guard.
I wasn't paying attention at all. I thought it was going to be about Vale and like the couple from Six Scorched Roses. I forget her name, but I thought it was going to be about Vale and the Human because I thought that's how it was being set up. And then it was about
Misha, yeah.
And I was like, oh, hey girl, what are you doing here?
I loved getting a more like thorough look at her backstory.
Yes.
I really loved that the book was, I think, about processing trauma.
Yeah.
Like that was the overarching theme. And I thought it was very interestingly done. And kind of, because she's like traveling through the underworld and a lot of her trauma is people have died, right?
Yeah.
And so she's just being confronted with the death of loved ones, survivor's guilt. Also, there's kind of an element of her basically being like groomed.
Yeah.
And feeling like a loyalty to the being that groomed her.
Well, yeah, and like grooming through religion as well too.
Exactly. And so there's like religious trauma as an aspect to it. And her kind of slowly acknowledging that like, no, that is fucked up. And what this being has been like putting me through and expects me to do for them without anything in return. And so it was a very interesting, it touched on a lot of heavy topics, I think very artfully. So this is I liked this better than some of the other books in the series. And the ending set me up to be very excited for the rest of the series, which is good because this isn't a series I've been excited about for a while. So I just read it because I love Carissa Broadbent.
The next book comes out in August. Ooh. August 5th.
I'm excited.
And then she's working on the 5th book in the Nyaxia series right now. Mm-hmm. And I have goosebumps thinking about it. Do you remember from the first 2 books, the man with the cigarillos who was constantly like scheming?
Yeah.
It's about him.
Ooh.
I know. I was like, Chris, are you about to make me fall in love with an actual villain? With an actual bad boy?
Love to see. I think everyone's kind of a little bit of a villain in this series.
Yeah, I think that's something that is really interesting about this series, with the exception, I think, of Araya, because Araya doesn't.
There's an element of like betray. I mean, she falls in love with spoiler alert. Fast forward 30 seconds, she falls in love with the person who murders her father.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that about him. She is entering the Kajari to truly. She wants to ask for a wish to become a full vampire, basically, you know, to like not be, to slough off her mortal coil.
Mm-hmm. She wants to bind herself to her father figure.
Right. And only the goddess can do that.
Make him, would make her.
So she doesn't really betray anybody.
Well, it's a more like post-mortem betrayal. If you watched a person cold blood murder your father.
Oh, for sure.
And then be like, I'd still hit.
But she doesn't betray anybody. She's not, I don't know. I don't really think she's a villain.
I don't think she's a villain, but I think there's a lot of moral ambiguity everybody.
I think she has less moral ambiguity than the rest of them.
Fair enough.
But agreed.
Fair enough.
Just like I think Misha's, she's not really...
I think Misha is
pure.
Pretty pure. The purest.
Yeah. Right. She spent her whole life trying to be a good girl.
Yeah.
And that's all. And now the goddesses and the gods have called upon her. But yeah, so she's working on the 5th book right now. The 4th book comes out in August. I'm so excited.
I have Slaying the Vampire Conqueror on Audible right now, which I meant to cancel last month and then I didn't. Whatever. It's fine. which I didn't realize was...
Chris Broadbent.
I know it was her, but I didn't know it was a Crowns of Nyaxia book.
Yeah. And it just re-released last week. It got like a cover redo, and it like went to traditional publishing instead of indie publishing.
I love it when that happens to authors that I love.
Me too.
But yeah, so I love Carissa Broadbent.
Same.
I think she's great.
I'm so glad you read that book.
Yeah, it was pretty good. The ending, I did not see coming. Didn't see it coming. So
Not at all.
we'll see what happens.
I'm real excited.
I'm pretty fucking excited. Yeah, she's kind of an auto read for me. If she
Absolutely.
publishes something, I'm on it.
At this point, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. What would you give that book?
Oh, what did I give that book?
What did you
I
give that
gave
book?
it 4 stars.
4 stars.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fair. It was a good book.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
It was a little bit slow, was my only thing.
Yeah, up until the end.
Yeah, and yeah, everything happens kind of.
I think sometimes I have to remind myself with pacing of books is like, is it slow because I'm expecting more from it, or is it slow because it's what the author is intending? Because that is from the character's perspective.
Yeah.
Of it all.
And they are on like a tough mission, which I don't think you're supposed to feel like is flying by.
Literally a slog through the underworld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's fair.
Yep. Okay, I read When I Think of You by Maya Ariel. I saw an author on Book Threads be like, hey, I am trying to I'm so close to reaching my personal sales goal for this book. Mm-hmm. So, if you would, if you're interested, here's my book. And I was like, girl, do ebooks, do audiobooks count towards your sales goal? She was like, yes, they do. So I downloaded her book. And let me tell you, it was incredible. It was really good. So it's a second chance romance. They were college sweethearts and they have not spoken to each other in 7 years. And they were both in film school together. Both had aspirations of directing or producing. And Danny, the main male love interest, is a Nepo baby, for a lack of better words. His dad is this like famous director. And then Kalia she just is a hard worker with a vision and talent. And they get together in college and then they break up. And then 8 years later, Kalia is working at the front desk at a publishing studio or a production studio. And Danny comes in to basically talk about a movie that this studio is going to make. And they see each other and he's like, I want you to work on my movie. Why are you here working at this desk? You need to be working on my movie. And so they kind of like come back together and yeah, it's a second chance romance. But something that I loved that the author did was gave it a lot of room to breathe for them to fall apart a couple times in the book and be able to build themselves back up individually without the other person being there. So they have these shifts in their life. And by the end of the book, before they get to the happily ever after, Kalia is very much like, I need to stand on my own 2 feet. And I have these dreams and I have these aspirations and I need to reach them before I can enter into a relationship with you. So if you're willing to wait, like that's where I'm at. And he's like, there's nobody else but you. I've already lost you once. There's nobody else but you. I will wait. And he gives her the space and he sends her flowers on on the big days of her life because he's tracking it. They're not really talking to each other. There's like many months between talking to each other. Yeah, and they get together and it's a happily ever after at the end. And it was really good. It was really, really good.
What was that called again?
When I Think of You.
Cute.
Yes, 5 stars.
And like an indie author?
Yeah. Her second book comes out tomorrow, actually, April 1st. What was it called? No Ordinary Love. This was her debut novel, was When I Think of You.
Nice.
It was really good. Yeah, I have nothing. It was just like a nice, like fluffy.
It's making me think of, what was that one book club book we read? With the screenplay writers.
The rom-commers?
Yes.
Yes. Not as funny. This isn't a romantic comedy.
Fair enough.
It's more romance. Yeah, romantic drama. Yeah. And a little bit of drama. And a little bit of drama. It was really good, though. So I'm looking forward to the second book coming out tomorrow, April 1st. Okay. What is it? You started a book.
How many books do you have left?
Oh, so many books.
Do another one.
Okay. I read Sirens by Amelia Hart. It was an arc for me. Amelia Hart is the author of Wayward, which is that book about witches. It's like
I've read that one.
3 different witches. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
This one is about mermaids, basically. Fun. It's a set of sisters separated by centuries, by like hundreds of years. I noted it as a...
Sisters separated by hundreds of years?
2 sets of sisters.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. I was like, the math isn't... What kind of IVF experiment happened here?
Nope. 2 sets of sisters. So, firstly, because it was an arc, I should say, thank you to NetGalley and St. Martin's Press for giving me a copy of this arc.
Morgan's been on her art game.
Oh, I'm trying. I'm drowning in them.
Bookstagram. I might make a bookstagram.
I could tag you and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Maybe I'll
do it.
Wouldn't that be great?
That would be great.
That'd be great. So, I called it an enchanting story of sisters separated by centuries, but also it's like a family history murder mystery. Mm. There's drama, there's mermaids, there's female rage, there's who am I, and family secrets. So this one is a lot of fun. The sisters in the early part of the book are convicts that are being sent from the UK to what is now known as Australia. They committed a crime. They murdered a man.
How Australia started.
Me too.
Just fascinating. Well, not how it started, how it was colonized, I guess. I don't love the colonization aspect. But it's interesting history. I'm not gonna talk myself into more trouble. Anyways, carry on.
They so they're sisters. They're on a ship being sent to what is now Australia to serve their sentence. It's life. And they murdered a man, which he deserved. Honestly, he put hands on a woman he should not have, and got his head bashed in with a rock.
Honestly, it's like that line from Chicago. That's like, I've met a lot of women who did it, but I never met a woman who was guilty.
Amen.
That's not a direct quote. That's me talking out of my ass. But it was something along those lines.
And then the sisters in modern day there's about 20 years almost between them. Sisters. So the younger sister was like an oopsie baby. Mm-hmm. And she starts sleepwalking and having these like really vivid dreams of these women on a boat on their way to Australia. Very vivid dreams about them. And she goes to her sister's house to talk to her sister because she's like, oh, Jess has been sleepwalking before. She can like help me decipher all of this. And she gets to Jess's house. Jess is gone. Where is Jess? Don't know. Her phone is there at her house. It looks like there had been a man in the house.
A man?
A man. There was pee on the toilet seat.
Why was there a man there?
Well, Jess wasn't dating anyone, so why was there a man there? Pee on the toilet seat. Her phone is there. Her front door is unlocked. She has an art show in a couple days. Nobody knows where she is. And then she looks at these paintings that are for the art shows, and she's like, I know these women. These are the women in my dreams. What the fuck is going on? Was Jess having the same dreams as me? What are these dreams about? They're about a shipwreck in that town. And I'm doing such a like terrible job of this, but it goes back and forth between the 2 timelines. They're mermaids, obviously. Spoiler alert. But there's, family secrets and family drama that comes out at the end of the book. And it really starts to pull you in of like what's going to happen next. And it was a very, very fun read. Very quick read. I think it took me like a day to read it because I just was obsessed. I was gobbling it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love the female rage aspect of it all. So 5 stars.
Okay. Well, mine's a downer, so we're not going to end on it. So I started, it got returned on me on Libby. I hate when that happens. So annoying because it's a very short read. And I just was fucking around and didn't get around to listening to it.
With
until
your
I was
podcast.
like, 2 days left? What do you mean? And so I started Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe. which I remembered reading in high school, and I could not remember a single solitary thing about it. But it's kind of interesting when you revisit those books and you're like, oh, I remember like my teacher focusing a lot on like this minor character. Oh no, that's a whole other thing. It is, this isn't the type of book you can write, right? It's a classic for a reason. It's very heavy in a lot of ways I expected, in a lot of ways I didn't remember there being. Like there's a death of a child. And I haven't finished the book, but I think it's very interesting because I don't know if moral exceptionalism is like the word of like, yeah, I'm participating in this bad thing, but it doesn't make me a bad person. Kind of examined in it. So the author is a white woman who's an abolitionist. And she does a very interesting job of, I'm going to talk about the enslavers and then I'll talk about the people who matter, where Uncle Tom, his first family, is the type of family who, and I'm going to make references to things that I don't agree with, but are just like common sayings. So like, trust I have positive intent. It was very much the type of family who's like, oh yeah, they're enslaved to us, but we treat them like family and they love us and we love them.
Barf.
And you see an element of like buy-in from the enslaved people, and you have two people who realize that that only goes so far. One of them, she overhears a conversation that they are going to sell her son, and she dips, as she should. And I didn't get to the end of her story, which is upsetting. But it's interesting because she has a conversation with like the mistress of the house and is like, I overheard this. Is this what's happening? And the mistress was like, no, I would sell my own children before I sold yours. And then this before the husband talked to her about he was very much planning on doing that. And she was sad about it. But I think as a woman, you only have so much sway. And then when the woman ran away with her son, the mistress of the house was like, good for her. Which I'm like, it's so like, why do you own these human beings?
If you're then happy for them that they ran away.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? And then Uncle Tom is someone who was with I don't want to say master of the house. I'm going to use
the man of the house.
The man of the house. Okay. For like his whole life. Very much George Washington had a person like this who was like by his side through everything, who he freed upon his death. And that was kind of the path that Uncle Tom was sold. And Uncle Tom has like babies. And the man of the house was like, hey, I had a debt come up that's being collected, and it's either sell one of you or we lose everything and all of you get sold. And so Uncle Tom is like, this sucks, but like I will take this one for everyone.
Right.
And so he goes with the person who's going to sell him on the road, meets a white family, girl falls into a lake, he saves her, and this family purchases him, and the daughter is like, that's my guy. He'll be treated like royalty. That's not exactly what happened. But it's, again, a very similar situation to his original location, where it's a very, no one's hitting him. It's a relative, besides not having freedom, a positive environment. And then I don't want to say too much of what happened. Actually, I'm going to get into it. The little girl ends up dying. She was never super healthy. And you see all of the like enslaved people mourning her. And it's interesting as a reader of being like, she's your owner. Obviously, like human empathy, a child died. But like, what is that? Like, how do you hold that as like those two truths as an individual? And then the man of the house dies unexpectedly. After the little girl died, she on her deathbed was like, free Uncle Tom. And he's like, check. Whatever you want. And so he was going through the process, but it was he was mourning his kid for a minute, and then he was taking a long time because he wanted to be like very thorough, because he knows how like, sure, you're freed, but if it's a white person's word against yours, that only goes so far, that can be taken away from you. And so he was checking all of the, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, doesn't finish the process, dies unexpectedly.
Yikes.
And then again, you see, and I think it's a very different energy of the enslaved people mourning, and it's like, are you sad this person died? Are you scared because now you're getting sold and you don't know where you're going to go? Is it both? Are you like, it was very interesting seeing emotional reactions written as people living in this situation. And granted, this is written by a white woman in the mid 1800s. So like how true to that kind of human experience it is like grain of salt. But anyways, and then another white person in the family goes to the widow and is like, hey, your husband was in the process of freeing him. You should free him. And then you see like, this is where it starts to get the other side of things, where she's like, no, why would I do that? That would be stupid financially. And it's better for them to be enslaved. If they're not, when they're freed, they just go and be like mean drunks. And now you're like, okay, things are turning. And then he gets sold to an awful fucking person. And I'm like, that's where it got returned on me. But it's very interesting to me because I see a lot of the similar justifications of support for certain things, even in modern day. And I think there's like, it's interesting to see how that never really went away. Mm-hmm. And like, as a person descended from people who owned people, I wonder if that's like part of it, is like there's certain, we were raised by this person, then this person, then this person, like things get passed down, where I'd be like, hey, XYZ you're supporting is racist. And they're like, well, I'm not racist. And I'm like, okay, just because you're nice to black people when you stand in line with them at Walmart, like that's not
the same.
That's not the same. Like, as being like taking the police side when you see someone get murdered in a fucking for falling asleep in a Wendy's parking lot, like,
right,
or like shot while they're sleeping in their own bed,
right?
Like I heard shot because not uniformed police busted into their house with a no-knock warrant, and he was like, someone's breaking into my house, I am armed, I stand your ground. And it was the wrong fucking house. Yep. So they really shouldn't have been there. Like,
not even that. I mean, it's not taking the side of like white people in public when they say, you know, that a black person has done something terrible to them, mm-hmm. or, you know, just any of it. Mm-hmm. Just because you're nice to black people when you're standing in line at Walmart does not mean mm-hmm. you're not racist.
Yeah. And it just goes like right back. Like, I'm sure you could trace a line right back to like, just because you don't beat your slaves, you're still an enslaver.
Yeah.
Like,
I think a lot of things, that is really interesting to say that a lot of things have just been passed down. Mm-hmm. And just because there's not the same type of murder of black people in the mm-hmm. streets does not mean that it's not still alive and well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And I
that
think
same energy still exists.
We just think of ourselves as so separate from that time. Mm-hmm. I think especially in America, and I think I'm in the past, probably since like 2020, learning how like racism is built in, because we never undid the structure of society that was built on racial chattel slavery.
Yes.
And so we just tried to fix and tweak to make it better and better. But if your foundation's crumbling, if your foundation is chattel slavery,
right,
the structure's going to be crumbling too.
Correct.
And
which is what black people have been trying to tell us for decades at this point.
Forever. Since forever. And and I think about, we haven't gotten political enough. I'm gonna rant a little bit. My family is very like, if you tell them that the Civil War, not all of my family, a lot of my family, if you tell them the Civil War was about slavery, they will like spontaneously combust. And I think like next time I have that conversation, I'm gonna be like, why does it make you so uncomfortable to acknowledge that that's what it was about?
Yeah.
Because I think it takes a particular kind of coward to know about your personal family history and deny it for your own comfort.
A bar.
I like that you're a pussy. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, and I think so many especially Southern white Americans, are so uncomfortable with that like two truths can exist at once, of like, I can be proud of where I came from, I can be proud of my heritage and my culture that came from that now, and acknowledge that there was a lot of harm and horrific things in the same. And I feel like I guess I can't speak as a whole, and I'm not a Jewish person who lived in Germany, but I feel like Germans do a very good job of being like, I am German and I'm proud of my culture, but I'm not going to pretend the Holocaust didn't exist.
Yeah.
You know, and there's like holding space for that, and like your lineage's accountability for that. And that's a much more recent history. That's like, you knew the people who were contributing to that. Mm-hmm. Whereas us, it's like, it's these faceless ancestors.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, you're such a coward. You're such a coward.
Stop being a little bitch.
Seriously.
I mean, that's white supremacy in a nutshell, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Or like just all of the work that white people refuse to do is they're just afraid.
Yeah.
They're afraid to be called a racist. Mm-hmm. I think, and they don't have the right kind of this. We all retry and say this, but maybe I'll just say it and see how it happens. They don't have the right kind of black friends that they have like the right relationship with. I think that's it, right? They don't have black friends that trust them enough to be able to give them the hard truths and know that like they're not going to fly off the handle with it, or that like they're there to listen. Because for a lot of white people, I would assume from my own experience, like we inherently don't have this knowledge.
Not that it's the job of black people, but I think a lot of people are like, oh no, this is my buddy. They've never told me anything.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because there's social power at play.
Yeah.
In a white supremacist society.
That you don't realize as a white person, right? So until you have that white friend that like, or until you have that black friend that is like comfortable having that conversation with
like,
you.
Hey, don't say that.
Yeah.
Or, hey, that was fucked up.
You know where a lot of it started for me? When I worked at Lush in Pentagon City in Arlington. I was the only white person on staff.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, which it was fine, but there was a lot of
feels
talk.
like a very white girl company too.
It is. I mean, it was founded by British people, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
But there was a lot of conversation about hair care. And so that started to unlock a lot of boxes for me of like, why don't I know information about black hair, and why don't these black women that I work with know information about my hair? Why don't we know this? Like, why is it so different? Why is this information kept separately from us? And just like learning the social dynamic in the store, and like being able to ask questions that like started with hair care, and like knowing where I could toe the line with my questions in other places. And they knew, because I was so interested in learning about hair care, that like I would be open to hearing and learning about other things as well too. So it became a safe space for me to ask questions. And then from there, just kind of tumbled, you know, in that like it opened up. But like I had heard the word nappy my whole life when it came as like a description to black women's hair, or like black hair in general. And I was like, what is that? I was talking to my friend Lauren. I was like, what is that? She was like, it's kind of like sheep's wool. And I was like, Lauren, I've never pet a sheep before. I don't know what you're talking about. And then I had been over at her house, and she had just gone out of the shower. She was like, come here. And I was like, what are you doing? She was like, feel my hair. And I was like, okay. And
this
she was
like a trap.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to do this.
Not supposed to touch your hair.
Is this a test right now?
And so Lauren let me touch her hair, and she was like, do you feel the texture? She's like, I have to brush it out, but she was like, do you feel like the denseness of it? And I was like, yes. She was like, this is what nappy feels like. And I was like, okay. And I have that reference point now. Shout out to Lauren, honestly, being just one of the realest women in my whole entire life forever. And then the first time, speaking of hair, the first time I had met her daughter, Savannah, Savannah was like, probably 4 or 5 at the time, and we had gone out to lunch, and I hadn't seen Lauren since she had Savannah, and Savannah is like crawling into my lap and starts playing with my hair, and she's so enamored with my hair. And Lauren had the epiphany. She's like, she's never touched white lady's hair before, like she does not know about your hair. And I'm like, oh, this comes full circle now. Yeah. But I think until you have that person in your life who can like have that hard conversation with you in a way where like it is safe, people aren't going to be able to like get that. And you have to be able to confront those own, like your own uncomfortable questions and know that like you are going to be uncomfortable not having this knowledge before like you can finally get there. And like that is the story of white people, I think, and why we're still where we're at, is because people are not willing to be uncomfortable with a set of knowledge,
with being wrong,
or
being uninformed, or being
I
think people are really uncomfortable with the idea of like intention versus impact.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Generally, and then you add a really heavy weight of like racism to that, and it's just so uncomfortable to like confront in yourself. So I have empathy for people, but I also stop being a little bitch and own up to your shit.
Well, if I could do it, right? If I could do it, you could do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
If I can do it, you can do it. If I, as a white person, can unlearn these things and I can re-educate myself on things, and I can walk around knowing that, like, my allyship is not perfect and I do still have pitfalls in places, and I am here not only just to, as white women like to say in 2020, listening and learning.
Yeah.
I'm not just here to listen and learn. I'm also here to advocate.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be okay, with like being wrong and getting there eventually. Yeah. Because intention versus impact is really huge. And so you do have to know, where do you fall in that Venn diagram of your intention versus your impact. But I do think, Stevie, for some people, it is truly just, I think some people just want to say shit off the cuff and just to watch other people squirm because they're not there yet to be able to do it, right? Yeah. And they're like, well, I was just asking a question. And it's like, well, the shit you asked was harmful and you knew the shit you asked was harmful. Yeah. But yeah, just own your shit. If I can own my shit and you can own your shit, then other people can own their shit.
I think also the thought of like giving up white privilege
is real scary for people.
Very scary. Which, like, I, to a certain degree, get. Like, as I'm getting older, I definitely notice, and I don't think I've aged that much. My, like, body looks pretty much the same as it has always had. But I still notice my, like, pretty privilege decreasing. And I'm like, oh. And I it was more, like, a couple years ago where I was like, oh my God. And, like, really, like, fretting about it, but it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable with like I am not like uncomfortable with the idea of like gaining weight and being bigger. I'm uncomfortable with the idea of losing my skinny privilege, because like I, especially like being your friend and like people in my family, I've seen the difference in how people are treated. Yeah. And it's scary.
Yeah. I think maybe I'm not so concerned about losing my white privilege because I don't have any other privileges in society.
Hey, face card, never decline.
Listen, I know, but people can't see past my body to look at the fact that, you know, the face card doesn't
objectively
decline.
Hot.
Thank you so much. I also think I'm objectively hot.
It's just a fact. I'm not trying to like suck your ass right now. Like, I have eyes. And I'm an honest bitch. So yeah, so but anyways, circling back. I read it because of the Super Bowl halftime performance. There's a lot of references to it. And I was like, I need to revisit that because I don't remember it at all. And I'm glad I read it older because it meant nothing to me when I was 14, and it was a lot more impactful than I expected it being, especially something like I expect to learn a lot and reflect a lot when I read like nonfiction. This is a fiction that was like, oh, holy shit, like society. And I don't know if I've read a lot of books like that, and this was one of them. So I recommend it. It's short and it's a very easy read.
Good. Well, a heavy read, but an easy read.
Heavy read, but yeah, like reading level wise. It's not like written with like lofty language. You hear it's written in like mid 1800s and you think like Shakespeare, but no, it was like normal English.
Yeah, people's teeth were still falling out of their head in the 1800s, so it's fine. It's fine. People's teeth are still falling out of their heads now. What are you gonna do about it? All right, I have 4 books left. All right, so I read Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Holy shit. 5 stars.
Allie Hazelwood kick.
I love that woman. I'm seeing her in 2 weeks. I'm very excited.
We're going to that.
Yeah, I'm very excited. So I'm trying to get a couple more books read to get in there. Not in Love walked, so Deep End could run. I will say that right now. People who did not like this book, I truly cannot understand why. Like, if you're an Allie Hazelwood fan, I truly cannot understand why you did not like this book. These were adults instead of college students or like college aged people, which a lot of her books are. It's like younger adults. This book is probably her horniest book out of all of them.
That's saying something.
It's
my God,
so horny. This book is so horny. The main male character, Eli Kilgore, is not only a simp, but he's also daddy. He's oh my God, he's so fucking pathetic. He would let Rue walk all over him, but also at the same time, man, that man has a filthy mouth on him.
And we love to see it.
Simp in the streets, daddy in the sheets.
Love
absolutely. I think, if I recall correctly, because I didn't pull the book out before I came over, the very first sex scene between the two of them, he comes just from getting her off.
Impressive.
Yeah, I don't think she's touching him.
Wow.
Pathetic. Oh, that's so pathetic. So, 5 stars. Loved that book. That was great. And that was the book I annotated also.
Ah, wonderful.
Oh, so much fun to annotate that book. Okay. Switching gears. I read Watermoon by Samantha Soto Yambao, which was a book club pick for our local book club.
Oh, yeah. I didn't read that one. I want to, though.
Dreamy. Oh, my God. Dreamy, dreamy book. It was absolutely written beautifully. The prose was stunning. I highlighted so many things in that book. There was a lot of commentary on time and reality. And there's different modes of transportation and in ways you wouldn't even, like jumping through puddles to get to other worlds.
Oh,
and
cute.
like singing, like there's a part of like writing a rumor. So like they start to spread rumors about themselves in this market to throw off the bad guys that are hunting them. And somebody else shows up where they are a couple chapters later and they're like, oh, you rode the rumor, right? Because like rumors travel fast. And so it's the idea that like you could ride a rumor back to its source of like the people who spread the rumor. So just like so many interesting, it's so mythical, it's so fantastical, lyrical almost in the way that the book was written. There were some things that I wasn't too keen on that like didn't make sense, but I had a good time. It was at the end of the book. I was ready for it to happen. And I pulled some quotes from this one that really I loved. One about books. Books do not find their value when they are written. They find their value when they are read. Every book here is both worthless and priceless at the same time. It depends on who you ask. Loved that.
Beautiful.
Life is about finding the joy in the space between where you came from and where you're going.
Oof. Hits.
Happiness does not exist in a place. It lives in every breath we take. You need to choose to take it in over and over again. And you're afraid, they're talking about something, because you're afraid the real thing won't match up to your memories of it. And you're absolutely right. The place stopped existing the moment you left. Maybe it didn't even exist at all. Memory has a way of smoothing and polishing edges. Bro.
Gorgeous.
The whole book is like that.
Wow.
The whole fucking book is like that.
Wow.
Just so many things. The character development in it was really great. It was a very fun story. I could absolutely see it as an anime movie. Like Studio Ghibli picking it up. It was truly beautiful. 5 stars. Oh, we're switch gears again. Back into some smut. I read Wild Side by Elsie Silver,
I've been craving a cowboy romance. I gotta get back into it.
There's no cowboys in this one, but it's fine. They're like cowboy adjacent.
That's fine.
So they're written by Elsie Silver, whose 2 other series are cowboy romances.
Okay.
These are cowboy adjacent to them. It's the 3rd book in the Rose Hill series. And the Rose Hill series was the first Elsie Silver book I had picked up, called Wild Love. But anyway, Wild Side. I'm just going to read you straight out my review from it. If Elsie writes it, I'll be reading it. Holy shit, Elsie. Is this my new favorite book and personality? I think so. This book has it all. Loathing, hidden identity, forced proximity into a fake marriage, pro wrestling, cheeky banter, found family, aggressive flirting. Looks like he could kill you is actually a cinnamon roll. Toe curling dirty talk. He calls her baby. There's no third act breakup and heavy use of my wife. Heavy use of my wife. You know how
I feel about a fake marriage.
Yes. And then, as always, Elsie Silver remains the fucking queen. The audiobook narration of Wild Side is also Chef's Kiss. Samantha Brentmore, who narrates all the Ruinous Love books.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Samantha Brentmore is the absolute undefeated champ of sassy, ball-busting female main characters. And her spicy scenes in this one were on another fucking level, Stevie. Oh my God. It was a great day to be bisexual. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm surprised that wasn't in your review.
That wasn't my review.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Good.
Great book. Can't recommend enough. And then this one, finished it today, called Don't Let Me Fall by Kelsey Ray. A Bookstagram ad got me.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, the ones where it's like, okay, but what if it was like a hockey player and like they were bullying, and I'm like, yeah, no, tell me more. Where it's the ones where they like just provide the snippets.
Yeah, like one quote.
Yes.
And you're just like, I have to read the whole thing now.
I have to read the whole thing. It's a whole series. The quote that I read was from like the third or fourth book, but I was like, fuck it, we'll start from the beginning. And they're great. They're little short reads. It was fine. It is a college hockey romance. It is.
I hear bullying. Bully romance turns me off.
No, it's in a different book.
Oh, okay.
And they're not bullying each other. It's like somebody is bullying. In this one, it was I think their social media manager was being bullied by the other team somehow. So then the hockey team took it out on that team on the ice for her.
There just is a bully.
Yes. No, there's not. I don't think I would read a bully romance.
Yeah, I don't like them.
It's fine.
Be nice to me.
But this one is the main male character is best friends with the female main character's boyfriend. And she's tutoring him. So it's like boyfriend's best friend.
Gotcha.
And she's also his tutor. But they have this like magnets, right? They're just drawn to each other. And her boyfriend's a fucking dickhead.
It'd be like that sometimes. And she has trust issues because no one's ever really loved her appropriately her entire life, obviously.
3.5, 4 stars.
Nice.
It was a good time. The smut was smutting. But the ending, well, I was like, this is annoying. It just didn't seem realistic.
Fair enough.
And that was it. Those are all of my books.
You read so much this month.
When I sat down today, and I was like, oh, fuck, that's 11 books.
That's a lot of books.
That's a lot of books. Well, now I have spring break for the next 3 weeks. So we'll see how much, I really do get done. Yep, she's fine. So I have spring break with her for the next 3 weeks. And last spring break, I almost divorced her because...
Googling local orphanages.
Truly. Is it too late to take my child to the fire department?
Right. If I stuff her into that baby box and she fits, does it count?
I was so ready to be done. But it also rained the entire spring break last year. So we were stuck inside.
It's much nicer this year.
Yeah, it's much nicer this year. So we're going to go to Legoland this week and we'll go to a couple of the farms that are local. And she has intensive swimming lessons all next week. So
Ooh, fun.
For half an hour, Monday through Friday, next week, she's going to go swim. Okay, I think that's it for this episode.
That's it, yeah. My daughter's awake and ripping curtains off the wall, so I should really go get her. It's fine.
I should also probably go get my daughter from the neighbors.
Yeah, right. Okay.
That is it for this episode of the Unhinged Smut Book Club. Thanks for joining us. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Stevie. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode filled with chaos, kink, and questionable literary choices.
Until next time, keep it spicy.